Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dragon Talk. Yeah. We're clapping it up. Still
clap back.
I'm going to just keep clapping it,
That's
clapping
an
it up.
expression I just don't like.
No?
Greg Tito claps back at a fan.
Yeah.
I don't like the clap back. I don't like it.
I can't even do it without moving my microphones.
Just not a fan of that
Hi,
expression.
everybody. I am not a fan of Shelley. No, that's not true. I
Secrets
am
out.
the best fan.
I don't think you are a fan of me, judging from what you're doing on Twitter.
What am I doing on Twitter?
Leave me alone about Dungeon Mayhem.
I think your indignation about this speaks volumes.
I will say nothing.
Nothing.
How dare you?
Dungeon Mayhem is a wonderful game.
It's a great game.
I wish there were more ways to play.
Do you also wish that there was a larger box to keep all your cards in?
Yes, I think that's a great idea. Someone on Twitter recently said they 3D printed a box that would have room for all 6 of the decks that are currently available with the release of the Battle for Baldur's Gate expansion.
You can't break me.
I can't?
No.
I mean, the number of times that you have cried on this podcast is increased exponentially over the last month or so.
Do I look like an owlbear? Ryan, do I?
What?
I felt like an owlbear when I did that.
Can you just non sequitur me to death, please?
Wait. Do I look like one? Do I look like Pennywise?
Oh, wait, no. What was the Momo?
That I totally look like. That was so horrifying, and not because of the story of Momo. It's because I'm like, damn, this witch looks like me.
And this is terrifying children?
Yes.
Is that what I look like? Terrifying children?
Yes.
Yes.
That is me.
Yeah. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Special Halloween edition.
This is Halloween Dragon Talk edition.
So did I look like an owlbear?
No, not at all.
Felt like
not what I think of as an owlbear, because the owlbears I think are 7 feet tall, and
are they?
They've got the wide shoulders and the burliness.
I have wide shoulders.
You look like you did when you did that movements. That's because you're a trained actor,
professional.
Yes, you know how to use your body.
Yes.
Hi. We are introing and bantering for this hour on Dragon Talk before we get to our interview with Rhett Miller.
Yes.
Musician from the old 97s, as well as his solo work. I've been told by David Gershman is awesome. I've been listening to old 97s this week, but I haven't gotten into his solo
holiday
albums.
album.
Is it a good holiday album?
Yes.
Oh, dang. I should listen to that.
For me, it's never too early to start listening, and we are definitely in the window of holiday.
It's coming
music.
up for sure. Yeah, we are going to be
freezing.
In it very soon.
Yeah.
Aren't there holiday Halloween songs you should be listening to instead of?
I skipped right over.
Yeah.
All the Thanksgiving classics.
What's a Thanksgiving song?
No idea.
A carol you sing on Thanksgiving.
We don't do it. We should have carols for every holiday.
And people named Carol who can come and be a part of that.
Like a Bart Carol?
Yes. Or Carol O'Connor.
Right. Even better. Carol Burnett.
Both of them.
Yeah.
All 3.
Yeah.
No one from this generation though.
No.
Carol's a name that's out of fashion.
Carol as a first name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the last time you heard anyone named Carol?
Carolyn.
Yeah.
But not Carol.
That's true.
Yeah, it's funny how names go in and out.
I know.
Do you know any baby Gregs?
No. Yeah. Remember Jennifer? Everyone was named Jennifer.
Jennifer, Michelle.
Yeah. A lot of Shelleys
Heather.
out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a lot of Shelleys. A lot of Michelles.
That's why I'm bringing back Edna and Fiona.
You did.
To oldies but goodies.
Is Edna named after someone?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah. Aaron's grandmother.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's a good name.
It's a way to bring it back.
She's an Edna.
She feels like an Edna.
She does.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Anywho, what's been going on with you? With
working?
Just working, making things happen?
Yeah. It's just stuff that we can't talk about.
Right now, you were about to just launch into it, and you're like, wait a second, can't.
I really want to.
You know what we can talk about
What?
is Rick and Morty.
Yes.
You have been working a lot on that.
Yeah.
How's that going?
It's great.
Yeah?
It's just great.
It's just great.
We're going to play it next week with some people.
Next week?
I think it's next week.
What's next week?
Maybe in 2 weeks.
What?
Kate and I are going on our world tour.
World tour?
We're going to go on a world tour to Los Angeles and then to New York City.
So it's not really a world tour so
Kind
much
of.
it is a bi-coastal United States.
Cross-country. Well, I
North
mean,
American
who
tour?
knows what lies after New York City? We might just keep right on going.
You're going to keep going to Lucca?
Spread the word. Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
To Belarus?
Sure.
And then Japón?
Yes. Exactly.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right.
So
Well,
yeah, we're gonna go have Kate DM for some people, and hopefully they love it.
she's a good DM.
She's a really good.
She makes things happen.
She's also a really good design lead, as it turns out.
She
'Cause
is.
This game is incredible.
It was all, I don't want to say it was all her, but it was kind of her force of will that made it as amazing as it is.
She had a really good team,
Mm-hmm.
but it's really good. We just got a sample in the office
I
this
know.
week.
I'm going to steal it
And-
from your desk and show it off on D&D News.
You can. Oh, you can do that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'll do.
Yeah.
All right. It'll be fun.
Do it.
Comes out November 19th.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you need to play.
Everything right in there.
I have a horrible admission to make.
You've
I-
never watched Rick and Morty?
I've never seen an episode of Rick and Morty.
I think you'll still enjoy it.
Yeah?
Yes.
That's
There'll
good to
be a
know.
lot of like jokes that you'll just be like, okay, but you'll still enjoy playing it
Right.
because it's still just kind of a weird, wild D&D adventure. But if you do watch Rick and Morty, if you are a fan, there's so much for you to love in this.
Like what?
Just a lot of jokes. I'm not going to spoil them.
Oh, I really wanted you to spoil them.
There are things from the show that pop up that you would expect and hope for. They will be in there.
Oh,
They will
okay.
be in there. And you
Um,
get to play as one of the family members.
Should I start watching it? Should I
Yes.
start getting in now?
Yes. Make sure your kids are asleep, like really asleep. We let
Like-
Quinn watch it for maybe 2 minutes.
Too long?
And he was like, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. He just kept saying it.
You know what I saw? Someone said a clip of Jim Henson was on Arsenio Hall with
Oh.
Rolf. It was the dog.
The dog, yeah.
And he says to Arsenio Hall, "Son of a bitch," and it was like everyone's like, "What?
Jim
I can't
Henson
believe
said
Jim
that?
Henson said that." But
As the dog?
yeah. But then Rolf was like, "But that's the best compliment anybody could ever get." And you're like, "Oh, okay, okay." He
Oh,
spun
yeah.
it, right?
Ah,
I was like,
'cause you're a dog.
That makes a lot of sense.
Get it?
I've been following, or at least maybe a lot of people are just retweeting this like Muppet history account. So it's
Oh.
like all of these old clips from Muppet shows from of yore, and they're
God,
amazing.
I loved. There was nothing better than the Muppets for me.
It really was.
I loved them.
I have one of my first memories, because when was the first series? Was like 81 or something like that? Was that when it was on like television?
I don't know.
It was real early 80s, if I remember correct. It was only like 2 seasons. It wasn't on for like that long of a
No.
time, but it was like a really important thing because it was on Saturday night, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was definitely prime time.
And we watched it while my mom gave us haircuts in the family room in front of the TV.
You get weekly haircuts?
Well, no, not every week, but you know, I
Oh,
don't know, they were
really?
kids, we grow fast. I don't know. So I just have this memory, and we were like super, not a lot of money, so we had like I remember wearing plastic bags that we like cut a hole in.
Oh, that was nice
over our
that she
head,
even
and then she, gave us
cared
all
enough.
while we were watching the Muppets. It was like this very family-oriented memory that I have of the Muppets.
I don't know why, but I'm picturing this of like a tiny, like 5-year-old Greg, but you still have your spiky hair. And your mom is cutting your spikes.
No, that was a later thing, having more spikier hair.
I just picture a small
I
version.
actually had hair more like yours. That was very, at least
Really?
the bangs were all like, very bowl cutty and
You're saying I
not-
have a bowl cut?
No, I'm just saying it was bowl cut-ish.
I pay a lot of money
For this
bowl
bowl
cut. So I have a bowl cut.
They actually get a bowl and they put...
What kind of bowl?
Are you talking about Seattle again? It's legal. That's how we do it.
Yep.
But the Muppets are a big part of this, and I want to give a shout out to Pelham Green, who is not a fan of puppets, not necessarily Muppets. I think he likes.
You don't like puppets?
Yeah, but yeah, we at TwitchCon a couple of weekends ago. There's a group
know.
called Perception Studios that are awesome. They do D&D play with puppets, with Muppets, basically, that they have made. And so they have their own characters and their own thing, and they're playing Dungeons and Dragons together around a table.
Really?
As the Muppets. I know. It's amazing. But just randomly.
As the Muppets or just as puppets?
Their own designed puppets.
Okay.
So not the
Not
actual
Miss Piggy.
Muppets, but they are
Fozzie.
very similar in
Okay.
look and feel and style. And then just randomly, Pelham was like, I don't really like puppets. And so
I didn't know that.
mostly because of what happened with Chris Perkins' Strahd show and things like that. So it was great to be able to. They actually brought the puppets that they used on the show to this event that we went to at TwitchCon, and I had them create a video for Pelham.
Oh, no. Did they
Like,
say-
we know where you live. We're going to find you.
with their big puppety smiley faces.
It was very
We're
cute.
coming for you, Pelham.
Exactly. That was like almost the
Oh.
exact verbatim.
Pelham.
It was great.
I didn't know you didn't like puppets.
I know.
Well, what are your feelings about ventriloquist dummies? Right?
Those are worse,
They
I
are.
believe.
They're kind of the worst
I'm
things
on
in
board with him on
existence.
that one.
Yeah. Do you ever watch Goosebumps?
No, but my kids have.
Yeah.
And it's been on, and I'm like, what are you doing? I
Quinn's
literally had
favorite.
goosebumps. I had goosebumps watching it. Because I'm like, this
Slappy.
feels weird and creepy.
And his name is Slappy.
His name's Slappy?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
He's awful.
Have you seen Legion
No.
on FX?
No.
Totally different feel, but has moments that are like, I don't know. It's that whole like childlike thing, but also extremely creepy. That is, yeah. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Yeah. We were talking about Poltergeist today.
I didn't realize A
What?
Beauty and a Geek was a ventriloquist.
I didn't know that either.
That's pretty cool.
What? Tell
Well,
us about your dummy. What kind of dummy is he? Or she?
They.
They.
Have you seen? We've talked about this before, but there's a image of a museum for ventriloquists that they send all of their
Oh, yeah.
dummies for after they've
That's-
passed away or
just
something like that,
sounds
and they get
horrifying.
preserved. So it's a room full of these dummies, like on a shelves, all
Just
like looking
waiting to
at
come
you,
alive.
just waiting to come alive.
That is horrifying. And if we do any more betrayal games, we need to have a mannequin room or a
For
dummy
sure.
room. A dummy room.
Well, there are a lot of creepy dolls in
Yeah.
betrayal stories. I think I've killed a few of them.
Have you heard of Doll in the Hall?
No.
Which is like Elf on the Shelf, but it's a doll in the hall for Halloween. And one of Quinn's friends' mom is super into Halloween. She bought this creepy baby doll, and every night she hides the baby doll in another terrifying, weird,
What?
horrible scenario.
What?
So that when her kids wake up, it's like standing over their bed, like ready to like pounce on them or kill them. Or one time she was sitting on all the other baby dolls, like, and then she had a scenario where it looked like the doll was trying to cook, but there was like spaghetti sauce or something all splattered all over the kitchen for a whole month, the whole month of
Who does
October.
this?
Someone Aaron works with.
No.
One of the
Really?
teachers at the daycare.
Wait, this person works with children.
Yes.
That should not. That should not be a thing.
She loves her Halloween. She's
Oh my
very
God.
creative though. She does the elf thing too, and they're always in like these amazing scenarios.
Wow. Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
that would be terrifying.
Oh, it's horrible.
As Claudio Pausa says, doll in a hall equals kill it with fire.
Yes.
Yes.
This doll looks like she had been. Somebody tried to kill her with fire.
Oh. Well.
She's just like her head's always just a little, like one eye's a little. She's horrible. I will show you pictures after.
These are all things that we should be using as dungeon masters, as we have creepy one shots set
Dolls.
in Halloween and
We need
Barovia.
We need dummies. We need dolls. We need
we need
puppets.
Muppets.
Apparently. What about a paper bag puppet, Pelham? Would that freak you out? Or a sock puppet?
No, those are okay.
It's just like Muppety things. Did you like Sesame Street when you were little?
No.
That's really sad.
Well, he's also not of
Well,
the same
maybe was it
generation
not
that we
on?
are.
It was on. Like Quinn watched it.
Well, sure, but it's not like the seminal thing that like there was only
He had
12
like,
channels on, so we had to watch Sesame Street
It
and
was-
Romper Room.
in Romper Room and Wonderama and the Magic Garden.
God, there were so many great ones.
So good.
Well, we shall do some intros.
Let's do that.
Yeah, because we're about 23 minutes in here, so we got to do our intro for this episode. We're going to talk to Rhett Miller.
Yep.
At about 1 p.m. Anything else we want to get out there before we start this?
No, let's just do it.
You guys good in the chat? You good to go? We ready to do this?
Whoa.
Let's do it. I know
see
we're
that,
up there
though.
now. It's crazy. All right.
Shall I lose your Luigi?
Yep. I didn't lose it. I know where it is. I accidentally brought it back to my desk.
Your lychee?
My lychee.
You have your lychee martini?
Yes. Soon.
It's a countdown. All right, we're recording, right? Good. Welcome to Dragon Talk. Bum, bum, bum! I'm Greg Tito. I'm joined by Shelly Mazzanoble.
Hello.
This is the official Dungeons & Dragons podcast, and we are here in October.
And we're talking spooky things.
We're talking spooky things, but not necessarily spooky things when we talk to Rhett Miller
Definitely
today
not.
For our interview. He is a musician. He's in a band called the Old 97s. He's done lots of solo work. He's
Right.
written a book
A
about
book.
no more poems.
Very
and
awesome book.
he's a Dungeons & Dragons player, and he plays
And a
on
podcaster.
and a podcaster of his own right, for sure. Yeah, the Wheels Off podcast.
Yeah.
I've been listening to a bunch of episodes of
too.
that. Creative people talking about their process
love
is
it.
kind of my jam.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good. And my God, he's had some really good guests on
He
his
really
show.
has. Yeah. I just listened to the Leo Norbert Butts episode, which is
Oh.
one of my favorite names of a person ever.
For sure.
Yeah.
Sounds like a D&D name.
It does, except for the maybe a goblin name or something like that.
Yeah.
Because of his
A
butts.
good NPC name.
But we are getting ready for many new releases while we are playing through Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus.
Yeah.
It's out in stores. There's multiple ways you can jump in, including the dice set, which I think is really great.
Wonderful.
A lot of people dig it.
Yep.
There's demons, there's devils, there's lots of artwork that goes along with it. A map of Avernus, not to mention the dice themselves are pretty awesome. And
Right.
you can roll them in a cool tray.
So it's actually more than just dice.
It's dice and miscellany
Yes.
is the technical term,
Right.
And it's been great. So pick that up if you can.
it.
The adventure itself, I haven't begun my sessions yet, but I've seen a lot of people on Twitter and other places gearing up and getting ready or having a few sessions in there.
But you said you're going to play.
I'm going to play,
Not be a dungeon master.
Exactly. So I can't read too much ahead on the book.
Do you know who your character is?
I do. It is going to be a bard to start.
Okay.
Playing in the seedier taverns within Baldur's Gate. He's got a rock star kind of mentality. I'm modeling him after early Robert Plant, early David Lee Roth,
Nice.
David Bowie. He's got like a Star Child type thing going on. Dual wands, so when he gets into fights, he
Whoa.
uses both of his wands. He also uses his wand as a microphone, a la Bob Barker on Price is Right.
Oh, like a long, skinny game
skinny
show
microphone.
host.
Yeah, right,
Yes.
exactly. But then he blasts that out and then casts color spray behind him for visual effect only.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. It's pretty.
So do you think he's going to make it as a musician?
No. But
Does he know that?
Well, maybe he could make it as a musician, but he's going to get caught up, obviously, in the adventure of what's going on.
Yeah.
But I haven't really kind of decided on what the voice or how he's going to act, but I'm thinking a lot like the character from Get Him to the Greek type of, like he's got like a Britishy type
Like
thing.
the Russell Brand.
Yeah, like that Russell Brand character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is always.
Oh, I can totally picture this guy.
Yeah, right? It's the first time I've had a clear character thing from like visuals
Yeah.
to posture. I haven't really worked on the voice or anything quite yet, but it's going to be fun.
Does he have a name?
Terran Zay.
Oh.
I don't know. Yeah.
I can almost picture his album cover.
I was thinking Van Halen, but like, using those type of sounds and
Yeah.
moved him around. And I'm like, oh yeah, Terran.
I like it.
Yeah.
Maybe Rhett can give you some tips.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. I should
Ask him.
totally
Yeah.
pick his brain about that.
Yep.
Yeah. What would a rock star do in a D&D setting? He's going to eventually
In Baldur's Gate. I
in
feel
Baldur's
like that
Gate.
informs a lot of
Right.
your decision.
It's like a seedy underbelly kind of town.
Is there any You said like a seedier club in Baldur's Gate, which that's
Meaning
gotta be
a
real
not,
bad.
you
They
know,
don't have
not
nice-
high end.
They don't have nice things.
It's not
at
on.
Baldur's
It's not
Gate.
on the nobles. It's down in the area that is more rough and tumble.
Well,
Faux show.
It sounds fun.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I even have the wands. Using ones that we bought for our kids when we went to a theme park. And I'm
Oh,
like, great! I've got two of them, and I've been practicing doing like
Yeah.
drumstick, like a twirling.
Fiona was very, very clear in like which, if we ever go there, which wands we should get.
Ooh, very important.
She gave me a really detailed description.
Nice. There are a lot of cool ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad that she told me.
Yeah.
Which ones to stay away from, which ones to
Which ones were the
invest
good
in.
ones?
Yeah.
You should bring. But didn't she say like you need to bring your son?
She
to
did.
this?
She did. Oh, you mean your friend Quinn?
Yeah.
My son. You should really bring your son.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
But then we're also really getting ramped up for Eberron. Rising
Yes.
from the Last War is happening on November 19th. Same day as what's going on with the
Rick and Morty.
Dungeons and Dragons versus Rick and Morty
Yes,
role-playing
yes.
game adventure.
Yes.
That's going to be super fun. Also on November
Well-
19th.
A little something for everyone.
It's two very different,
Yeah.
distinct styles
Yep.
of D&D
Got you
multiverse
covered.
is happening
Yep.
at once.
Yep.
So, grab both of them
Do it.
if you want to for your, left brain and right brain,
Yeah.
or pick and choose and jump into the other one later. It's going to be fun.
It is.
Tyranny of Dragons is also coming out on October 22nd.
Yes.
That is a mashup of it's not really a mashup, but I'm just going to go with it. It's a mashup of the
Two
two
adventures.
volumes that came out when Dungeons and Dragons was first released.
5th edition.
Yes, in 2014.
Yes.
And it takes those two books, puts them together, smooths out some of the rough edges that were going on in those encounters. And there's I didn't realize how big the concept art gallery, never before seen concept art gallery
Love
for
that
dragons.
they put that in there.
Yeah, it's like more than 10
I
pages
kind of want that
worth
in all the books.
of artwork. I know, because
Don't
concept
you love
art,
seeing the concept art?
it brings to life how the writers were thinking about things
Yeah.
in a way that you can't really do any other way.
I love seeing it.
Me too. So I'm glad that those of you will be able to pick that up in your local game store on October 22nd.
And that cover.
By Hydro 74.
God.
Tiamat. Hubba
It's
hubba.
just begging to be somebody's back tattoo.
I want to give a hug to each
Do it.
one of those heads.
Yeah,
Be like,
it would
I
be
love
unfair
you.
if you.
I love you.
I love you too.
I love you. Like 5 hugs, just like, random. And I think she would hug me back.
I know she would.
Yeah.
5 heads, but only 2 loving arms. Right?
That's sad.
Yeah.
She should have at least 5 arms if
I
she's
mean,
got
if
5
you
heads.
get like an itch or an earache or something, and you're like, I only got 2 hands, like all your heads.
Well, couldn't the other head scratch your...
I mean, they'd have to like, I don't know. Well, didn't Chris and Wes tell us that they all operate independently of each other?
Yeah, right? But they don't have different minds. They all have the same
But
mind.
if one has an itch, that doesn't, like the red head has an itch, doesn't mean that the blue head has one.
Inquiring minds need to know all about this.
I feel like we need to interview them again.
These
I
are some-
actually kind of feel like we do. I was not in my game that day.
You were? I thought you were.
I felt really bad.
Wow.
Like I almost, and I think Perkins was like, I don't know.
Really, Shelley?
Come on, I'm a very serious professional, and you're not giving it your all.
That is not true.
That's
That is
so
crazy.
him.
I will think that everybody who's listening to this right now will be like, Shelley,
I don't know.
let's lift you up where you belong.
Oh, it's just very distracting.
On Tiamat's wings.
I will go on her wings.
She wants you on her wings.
I want to go. I want to go.
It shall be done.
Take
You
me away, Tiamat.
are Tiamat's servant forever and ever. Amen.
I will.
All right.
If you're gonna serve a dragon, that's the one.
That's. I mean, you got 5 dragons for the price of 1 right there.
Right?
Yeah.
5 bosses, though.
Not so much on that
I
one.
don't know about the.
Well, you're just gonna have to kill her then.
Never.
Really? Well, you and Joe Manganello are on her side.
That's right.
That's right. I knew there was some reason you two had something in common.
That's it.
Yeah.
Finally, we found something.
That and working out.
And working out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we both really like Sofia Vergara. I think she's awesome.
Like, really? You like her that
I don't
much?
like her. I mean, I just think she's really talented and very cool.
I guess that's true. Yeah. See, you got lots of things in common.
We do.
Yeah.
We have long Italian last names,
True. Both start with M.
right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Theater.
You both were in the theater in the Northeast,
In the
right?
Northeast,
He
yep,
was in,
yep.
Pennsylvania. See? All right. It was all coming together now.
Tons.
All right.
I have a brother. He has a brother.
Wait, are you two brother and sister?
Oh my God.
Right, we
Are we
didn't
the
know
same
it.
person?
Are you a doppelganger
This
of,
is crazy.
of Arkan the Cruel who
Maybe.
appears in Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus?
That's right.
I know. Right. That's why I'm really excited to
How
meet.
crazy is that?
I'm going to meet Tiamat. I'm going to be your best friend, and you're not. Taryn Zay is going to be like, sing with me,
You're not gonna.
Tiamat.
She's going to go,
And I'm just going to burning. Death.
and I'm going to be on her back. Hi. I'm going to be operating her like a puppet and then going to Pelham's house.
Dude, that's like 4 callbacks in one.
I know.
You're really good.
Crazy.
You were on top of your game.
Oh my God.
That's so good. Well, I'm excited for all those things to come out and all the things that Shelly's working on and can't talk about as well. Not to mention what I'm working on, including dice that is very awesome. What? I don't know. You guys are going to have to figure it out. Speaking of figuring things out, let's talk to Mr. Chris Perkins about some lore that you should know.
Okay.
All right.
Bing bong.
Bing bong,
Bong,
bing
bong.
bong. I'm the one who likes to sing.
Those aren't the words.
Do you like how I just spoil things and you don't even care? I don't even care anymore.
I don't either. I'm about ready to say words.
Oh my gosh. Do we have any lip readers in the audience today? You feel bad doing that, don't you?
I did. I
Who
can't.
figured it out? Ryan did. Ryan knows it.
Okay.
Elephant shoes.
Elephant. Olive juice.
Olive juice.
Olive juice.
Felix Jongleur. He's got it.
Does he?
In the chat, he understood what I was saying. I said elephant shoes. Even though he's a villain in Tad Williams' Otherland. I'll let it pass.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, he's cool. He's cool, though.
Okay. It's cool.
He's cool.
I like him.
All right, so let's do our midtro.
Sure, why not?
You ready to do that?
Ready.
Me and Chris are talking about Eberron stuff, so in case you want to know. In the future, this is the past.
Future.
Wasn't that a really good segment on everything that you needed to know about halflings and dinosaurs
Yeah.
in Eberron?
Didn't know that there were dinosaurs.
There's dinosaurs.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Not when I visited Eberron
You didn't
back
have-
in the day.
You didn't have any dinosaurs?
No.
Oh, really? Yeah. They must have put them in just because of you. They're like,
Probably.
I think Shelly likes dinosaurs, so let's put them in there.
They're cool.
They're cool.
Cool.
You're not as
Yeah.
into the dinos?
They're fine.
Yeah.
What's your favorite dinosaur?
I would probably go with an oldie but a goodie, the Triceratops.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They got the 3 horns,
Yeah.
just like, I do when I throw my horns.
That's right. That's why you like them. You relate.
I can relate to him. Buddy, you are a rock and roll
Who's the one-
dinosaur.
Is it the Brontosaurus that has a really long neck?
Yeah, or
See,
the Brachiosaurus.
I think I always like the Brontosaurus because he's a vegetarian.
Vegetarian.
I get you.
Yeah,
I get you. That long neck, not great though.
like a giraffe type thing.
Like somebody could it's just begging to be bitch.
Some of those creatures were some of the largest land creatures ever imagined. Ever imagined. Larger than a Tarrasque.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I've always pronounced Tarrasque that way, but I heard someone recently call it a Tarrasque. And I was like, I would like to ask you a question about that.
I will ask you about the Tarrasque.
The Tarrasque, like they pronounced the Q at the end as if instead of it being like just a mask, QUE as a K sound. What's your take on that?
I always thought it was Tarrasque,
Me too. Yeah.
but now I don't know.
On D&D Beyond, that's what it is too, I think.
Tarrasque.
But we shall see.
Tarrasque.
That's one of the things of Dungeons & Dragons terms is when you hear them out loud for the first time, you're like, oh, is that how you do it? I just had it in my head
Right.
completely differently.
You just gloss right over them.
Right. It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Anyway,
Something that we're not going to gloss over is
an interview.
an interview with Mr. Rhett Miller. Should we
Very
call him up?
Yes, please.
Let's get it going. Ring, ring.
Hello.
That's not.
What's this?
Can you do the entire interview like that you're pretending to be our interview guest?
Yes, hello.
Hi, Shadi. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. How are
Well,
you?
I wanted to ask you a question
My
about...
other line, please hold.
Is that how you end every interview? I'm sorry, I gotta go.
And then I accidentally hang up.
Break
Because I
apart.
never really learned how to use call waiting.
It's really hard.
Remember
You just
call
gotta-
waiting?
Yeah, I do remember.
What did you press to get to the other line?
You would press the hang up button, but briefly.
And then you'd press it again to get back to your other person?
That's how I did it in my thing. Yeah, I don't know if different phone systems were different, but I would do the. You would do two things to get to the other line
I
sometimes
don't
too.
remember. I just remember it being life-changing.
It changed everything.
Yes.
Yes, because you wouldn't just like call your boyfriend's house and have it be like, I can't get through.
Yeah.
Instead, you would annoy the mom who had to go answer the phone and be like, I'm talking to Aunt Betsy. Deal with it.
Mom, call waiting.
Right.
Call waiting's going off.
Right. Or if that would happen, they would mess up the internet if you were on the internet. If even call waiting would mess it up
Really?
a little bit.
I remember caller ID. That was amazing, too.
Oh, that changed everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. You kids with your technology that you've had this whole time. So I read something recently where someone said, and I didn't really frame this yet, but people who were born in 1997 or later only were conscious of the world in which there were smartphones. Like there was no other phones.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I remember my dad getting a cell phone. We called it a car phone because he plugged it into the lighter.
And you had to do the crank.
But it was like a shoebox. It was the biggest thing
Yeah.
I've ever seen. But
It
it
was
was
a big
so
deal.
cool that like you can have a phone in your car. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast in which they were talking about a study that said millennials, Pelham, you can attest to this, feel more comfortable online than they do in real life with real people because they grew up in an era where there was like a lot of stranger danger. Like there was like some really big cases of like people gone missing that happened like as they were like either born or coming of age.
Mm-hmm.
And they also grew up in a time when we got things like caller ID. And so they didn't really they're not comfortable with strangers. They're not comfortable with like picking up the phone like we did and be like, I have no idea who's on the other end of this. Like,
Let's talk. Yeah.
right. So they like to be more like anonymous and like I think they were talking about like online dating and how it's just easier for them to
Right.
stay online. But
And to
they
have-
stay online for a long time before they
actually do face
before
to
they
face.
do face to face.
Yeah.
And it's because of those factors.
I could see that. There was a lot of helicopter parenting, that kind of idea that like, you can't do anything that's going to be
Right.
even potentially dangerous, but driving in a car is cool.
Oh yeah.
Even though you're probably more likely to get in a car accident than to have any type of real stranger danger occur.
Right.
Yeah. But my kids, they don't care. They'll answer the door. And
Just fling it wide open.
they don't, yeah, right. They'll go talk to strangers, tell them their life story.
Oh yeah. They're,
Yeah.
I mean,
So maybe it's
a
going back
fine
the other
line
way now.
between polite and friendly and like aloof and alert. Like don't talk or like paranoid.
Well, I just walk around with like knives in my hands, and
Right.
if anybody just crosses me, I'm just like,
Yeah. I have Quinn has like a whole like just his jacket's covered in cans of mace. If anyone,
anyone
you don't
just-
know,
just, like,
anyone you don't know even talks to you, just hose them down.
right?
Yeah.
But he's also in a bubble at the same time.
Yes.
So the
And
mace
it's wrapped
somehow
in bubble
shoots.
wrap.
He's like a Jake Gyllenhaal bubble boy.
Yes, I wish. Oh, my baby.
Oh, he's never gonna grow up. They will,
But he is.
but they are.
Anyway,
Let's do an outro, shall we?
Yes.
We are here to talk to you. That was such a good interview.
Love it.
I love the creativity that just pours out of Mr. Rhett Miller.
Me too.
Yeah.
More books, please.
More books.
We need more.
More songs. More
podcasts.
More podcasts.
More D&D.
Right?
On the road.
I know. I love
spreading the word.
That the podcast Wheels Off is just all about investigating other people who create stuff.
I love
and
that.
what they do about it, right?
Yeah.
And it's
the process
not exactly
is different.
It's not exactly what we do here on the Dragon Talks, but it feels in the same vein of like, oh, here's a creative person who's doing something awesome.
Right.
Let's talk to what Dungeons and Dragons meant to them and how they are bringing it to their creativity.
Right.
Right?
Maybe we can talk to dungeon masters about their creative process.
So maybe we should just combine forces and have it be Dragon Wheels Off Talk.
Yes. Dragon Wheels Off Talk.
Wheels Off Talk.
I like it. Well, maybe he'll take us on the road with him.
For Dragon Talk
For
Live?
Dragon Talk Live.
We can open for all of their performances going forward.
Yeah.
All right. You want to? It was your dream to jump into the music biz.
To go on tour. I wanted to be a tour manager.
So let's do it. You can manage our own tour. Can you do that?
Yeah.
All right. Sweet.
Oh my God, we're gonna have the best accommodations.
Dragon Talk worldwide.
We're only going to warm places.
Can we be on boats?
Sure.
I just want to be on a boat. Well, you love boats.
Do I?
Do you?
If I take
With the
Dramamine.
norovirus and...
Oh, I'm not going on a cruise.
What's the difference between a boat and a cruise?
No, a cruise is, if it's just like a really cool catamaran booze cruise,
That's probably more
Open
dangerous
air.
than a cruise ship is.
different. You're only on it for like 2 hours. All the alcohol you consume kills the germs.
Oh, well, that can also
And
happen on a
that's-
cruise ship.
That's what I believe.
Yeah, because no one was drinking on any of those cruise ships that had those viruses.
That's disgusting. I'm never going. Never.
All right, fine. Well, our tour is going to be all in airplanes or buses. Do you want to do a bus?
I think a tour bus would be fun.
I think
for
so.
like 3 hours.
Yeah,
And then
we'll get like a Volkswagen Bug and or the camper, the
Oh my
Volkswagen campers
God.
with the pop top.
Do you think our families will miss us?
No, I do not think so. They do not like us one bit. They're going to be like, get out of here.
Bye.
Go on your
5
tower.
days into our tour, Quinn will be like, that lady that used to be here,
She looked
She
like
was-
Momo.
that Momo lady who was always telling us what to do, always spraying down the countertop.
I'm so glad she's
Where
gone.
is she,
That's
son?
She went on tour.
She's on the road.
She's
Momo's on
making the
tour.
money. Momo's on tour.
Shelly Momo. Oh, I should change my
That's
Not-
a really
not Twitter.
for Halloween.
Halloween.
That's perfect.
Shelly Momo.
I like that. That's a Photoshop that Nathan should do.
You don't need to Photoshop. I will wake up in the morning and I will take a selfie, and you will go, "Holy shit!
Like, what just happened?
You seriously need to sue the people who started Momo.
the artist who
that
made
is
that
your
sculpture.
likeness.
That is not okay.
It's not okay.
How dare they
Just
took
got
your
my
IP?
haircut. My bull haircut.
Your boy haircut.
What happened to Momo?
She got it from watching the Muppets at
Oh,
Saturday
yeah.
nights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
too engrossed to tell her mom. No.
No, Mo. We are now in the video portion of this labeled Shelley as Momo, and I
Thank
like it.
you, Pelham.
Thanks for all of it. Shelley, we went through all of the fun stuff that we can play for Dungeons and Dragons, but was there anything that we were missing? Perhaps having to do with a card game
How about a Dungeon Mayhem expansion?
called Battle for Baldur's Gate,
Yes.
and
Play it
now.
as Minsk and Boo.
Jahira.
Or Jahira, shapeshifter.
I like it.
It's very good.
People are digging it.
I know. I appreciate people taking the time on Twitter to tell me that they are enjoying it.
They do. They do
Thank
really want to
you.
enjoy it.
Thank you.
They're making some cool boxes. Why does that make you mad?
You know why.
I like.
I'm not mad.
I like-
I admire the creativity.
I do too.
I just think that you need to stop baiting me.
It's so much fun. You usually try to do that to me,
Hey,
so it's nice
Shelley.
to do it the other way.
This person's playing with 5 people. What do you think of that?
I know. What do you think of that?
I'm not going to come to your house and tell you not to.
It's not as Momo's not going to show up at your house.
Momo might. Momo does not appreciate.
No.
Momo likes rules.
Momo must follow rule. What? Wait. Is that what Momo sounds like?
I don't know if we ever heard her.
All right.
Did we? Wait, no, we did, because wasn't she saying terrible things to people? To kids? Allegedly.
Yeah, I guess that's right. There was like a voice that was associated with it. I never actually saw any of those alleged videos. Time to revisit for Halloween. Are you gonna be
What
playing?
a great costume
Are you gonna be playing in any? Yeah, it is a great costume for you.
for me.
Are you gonna be doing for you?
I'm in it.
Not for anyone else.
Right now.
That's a really good costume that you made, Shelley.
Thanks, I'm Momo. I'm Momo.
That sounds a lot like Elmo
And my cat.
and your cat. Are you playing in any like Curse of Strahd themed games around this holiday?
Nobody will play D&D with me.
Well, then I'm gonna have to invite you to a game.
I want to.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
In my new house when it gets done.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Happy Halloween.
Do you need light fixtures? I have some light fixtures.
Many. I need many light fixtures.
Do you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And we'll talk.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Got some.
Perfect.
Okay.
I'm gonna steal them all.
Oh.
Also, window dressings. Apparently, that's a thing that we should need to have.
You don't have curtains or like blinds or anything?
No.
The people who live there just had the windows
They
open?
ripped them all down and threw them into a pile and burned them with gasoline. And they said, "This is for you." No, I don't. I think they just redid the windows and then didn't put them up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't
I like the first part of that story though too. That's
I
actually
like that
pretty creepy.
too.
Yeah.
put some sheets up.
Yeah,
Super classy.
It'll be, but I got some cardboard that we're gonna use when we move, so we'll just put that up in the windows.
Oh,
That'll be
perfect.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Nice.
Shelley, we're going off the rails. How can people message us on Twitter and let us know how to get back on those rails?
Well, I would like to find out how to do that at Shelly Moo on Twitter. And you're at Greg Tito.
That's right.
And Greg_Tito on Instagram.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you're on Facebook, Shelley Writes.
Shelly Mazanoble Writer.
Shelley Mazanoble Writer.
I believe that on Facebook, I find some of the best news out there and I share it with people. Only on that page, though.
You should all go like that page.
You should, because if you want some good news.
Have you heard the good news?
Have you heard the good news?
Of Momo?
Also, there's, never mind.
Dungeons and Dragons is a game that you should look up on dungeonsanddragons.com. You'll
Yep.
find out all the information about that. Follow the official accounts on Twitter, wizards_DND. I believe that's also Wizards D&D for Instagram. A lot of pictures going up there about all of the things. And then, of course, if you want the real hard-hitting news
Yeah.
about Dungeons and Dragons,
Yeah.
you should go to Dragon Plus.
Yes.
It is an app that you can get for all of your phones out there, and it is updated bi-monthly with great stuff.
And updated daily, doesn't it? Like aggregate
Yes,
stuff.
part of the features, it does
So
have all of the posts
you're
from
never-
Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter all going
Always
on there.
in the
So
know.
announcements galore happening there,
Yes.
as well as tons of in-depth features and free game material like maps and things like that are on there as well. So if you haven't downloaded it, why haven't you downloaded it?
Get it.
There's also tons of back issues that are being rebuilt. The app kind of had a database refresh, so a lot of the older content is now being refreshed and added to there as well.
Oh, cool.
So good stuff.
Yeah.
Dragon Talk is a production. Shelley and I are the co-hosts, obviously.
It's a production.
It's a
all right.
production. It is produced audibly by Ryan Marth from Siren Sound.
Yay,
Yeah.
Ryan.
Lisa Carr does a ton of producing work as well. Go for Lisa.
Yay, Lisa.
Pelham Green is on the mix board, making things happen video-wise while we live stream these. So yay, Pelham!
Yay, Pelham.
And I want to give a final shout-out to Shelley for lifting me up all of these years on the Dragon Talks.
And I will give you a final shout out because you're so light and easy to lift up. Because you're great, Greg Tito.
You are great, Shelley.
You're great.
We're going to hit the top of this cave we're lifting up so much.
Oh my God, I hope nothing falls on us.
Oh my God, I'm falling.
Ah,
I'm on top of
stalagmite
you.
eyes.
Ah. It was Momo all along.
Is it a stalagmite or a stalactite that's on the ceiling?
Forget the mnemonic for that, so I'm dead. Either way, I'm dead. One crazy thing that I've listened to another podcast that does, and maybe we should put this on our agenda to discuss. There is a there's like this podcast that after their credits they do like a little like 30-second scene of like, and it's an ongoing story if you like follow along. And I was like, oh, we kind of do that a bit by
But
the end of our. We always
so
die.
You cannot continue.
Right, but I just was like, Momo did it. I'm like, well, what if we followed up with what Momo was doing when we record next week?
That was like a Momo thing. You just
That
did.
was like a Momo. I was good because
Wasn't
you
that
did it,
cute?
and I was like, that's what the sound is she would make, or they would make. I don't know what kind of thing that is. We're gonna take a short break. We're all thoroughly creeped out. I have goosebumps. I hope you do too.
Yep,
It's
I
the
do.
season. We are going to be back in just a little bit talking to Rhett Miller from the old 97s and the Wheels Off podcast. I'm very excited about that. So stick around.
All right.